getting a lot of footage of people in the prime of their neurosis. I think my comedy comes from discomfort, for sure. It definitely comes from a place of anxiety. Anytime I can bring awareness to like how important it is that everybody has a therapist or like tries therapy at some point, or just like, you know, if anyone can like relate to my experiences, that's just kind of what I like to go for. Well, I started stand-up when I was pretty young. I started when I was 15, and it was like a year after my parents got divorced. So I don't know if there's necessarily anything that had to do with that, but I was at a pretty anxious point in my life. Okay. Okay. Very sick. Hello. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh. Word. Nice. Sick. I'm also doing well. I decided to stop seeing my therapist because I discovered he had a flip phone. Did I make the right decision? That's okay. This is how I found out. It was like in the middle of the pandemic, right? So I was like on a phone call with him, and I was like mid-cry, right? Like how you are in therapy, every therapy session, right? That's how it goes, yeah? And he's like, sir, I'm gonna have to go soon because my flip phone is about to die. I was like, am I your only client? What happens to the rest of the people you were gonna see today? Like, imagine getting an email from your therapist, and he's like, sorry, that's it for me, folks. Looks like I spent a little too much time playing Snake this morning, so okay with you. I should have a therapist, though. I do have a lot of anxiety. I have anxiety, and a lot of my friends are like telling me to try mushrooms to help me cope with it, and I just know I'm never gonna do it just based on how they pitch it to me. It's the same every time. They're just like, you're gonna get really bad panic attacks at first. But eventually you'll just get over it and be less anxious in your real life. I'm like, yeah, I imagine that that's how that happens, right? Like, I'm sure after I'm done hallucinating Mother Nature eating my face, I'm probably not gonna get hung up on flying anymore, you know? Like, instead of freaking out when the seatbelt light comes on, I'll be like, well, I guess this is better than the grip of a demon dragging me to the underworld, sure. But I know not every experience on mushrooms is terrible. I know a lot of people have like really good experiences on mushrooms. I have to say that, I'm in Vancouver. I know how it goes. Right, just have some mushrooms, stare at the water. I get the lifestyle. I understand how it happens. So it's not all bad. Like, I had a friend recently tell me that she had her ancestors come to her and explain her life's purpose. I was like, that sounds like you're just bragging about having chill ancestors. You know, like, I don't know. My ancestors would not be that approachable. My ancestors are Portuguese, okay? Have you ever met a 200-year-old Portuguese man or woman? They would have no advice for me. They would just show up, spit on my crystals, and evaporate into thin air. That's all. It's interesting. I never got into drugs when I was in high school because my parents smoked a lot of weed. So it just, like, took all the mystery out of it. Like, I just never thought it was fun. Like, every time I saw someone smoke weed, I was just like, you just remind me of a 49-year-old woman with a mortgage, you know? What are you gonna do after this? Order a bunch of laser hair removal kits from the shopping channel? I don't know. I would freak out. I'd be like, this is what I smell before more silverware shows up to the house. What's it doing at this party? We have enough spoons at this house party, I think. I think this family's fully staffed with the spoons. It's nice, though. I'm the boring person in my family, and also in my group of friends, I'm like very boring. Like, my friends like going out to like bars and like nightclubs, and I just find it gross, right? Like, they asked me if I wanted to go out tonight. I was like, no thanks, I don't feel like guessing why my shoes are sticking to the floor. You know what I mean? It's not really my vibe right now. And my self-esteem plummets. Like, as soon as I enter a nightclub, like the wardrobe, like as soon as I put on a tube dress and heels, my natural slouch from my parents' divorce turns into a 45-degree angle. It's very sad. People look at me, they're like, oh, how did that trapezoid dress itself? That's very confident shape. Start walking, it just looks like the AC is blasting in my face. As I move, I'm like squinting, I'm shivering all of a sudden. I look like the Hobbit. It's very weird, you know? It's too much. My friends go there to like find boyfriends. Truthfully, that's what they do. They like go out there to like find guys to date. And I just never thought that that was a great idea, just as a concept, right? Because if you're having a good time at a nightclub, like if I want to find a guy that's like enjoying himself, you have to be at your lowest point as a human being for your night to be going well at a nightclub, right? Like, what do I do? Just walk in, see a guy passed out in a corner, just like mid-blackout, vomit on his jeans, eyes rolling to the back of his head. Like, oh, finally, another introvert around here. See a good listener or in a coma? I don't know. I don't know who really cares at this point. I'm so desperate, it doesn't matter. It's too much pressure. I'm not into it. I jumped online. I started dating online because it's just easier for me to hide my personality on there. I took the hide my personality route to dating. It's very awesome. I like it. Well, I mean, it's not always great, right? Because nobody cares about first impressions on dating apps at all. Like, it's not real life at any capacity. No one cares how they come across. Like, I've never been sitting at a coffee shop, have a guy come up to me, recite a poem, and then whip out his dick immediately, right? But I guess that's like the online version of making eye contact. I don't know what happens out there. It's very extreme, very fast. And it's scary. As like a woman dating online, it's insane. You just have to throw away everything you've been taught your entire life about not trusting strangers, right? Like, every time I'm on there, I'm just swiping, and I'm just like, based on this guy's haircut, am I gonna end up in a lake? Like, that's... You have to make a snap judgment decision, right? Like, based on the density of this guy's unibrow, what anime character am I getting named as around 3 a.m. tonight? That's the real question. But it's very easy for my guy friends. I've asked them, I'm like, what do you guys do? And they're like, I just go on there and I just swipe. And I'm like, based on her haircut, what lake should I put her in? You know? Very simple for them. They're like, I think Lake Erie needs a chick with bangs. Let's see how that goes. Get some Zooey Deschanel types at the bottom of Lake Erie, for sure. It's too much. I'm not a fan. And as soon as somebody goes missing on dating apps, I always blame the victim. I hate that, you know? Like, a woman goes missing from a dating app, which happens pretty frequently. They're like, oh, here's how to look out for psychopaths. It's like, have you ever met one? No, I don't think we know when we meet psychopaths, because they wouldn't be doing their job correctly, right? Like, we've never been on a date, and like, I've never met up with a guy who's like wearing somebody else's face. And I'm like, oh, what a quirky pastrami mask. I love that. Take some to go, rip it off, you know? It's too much. I got some moles removed during the pandemic. Thank you. Very brave. I got some moles removed, and while it was happening, the surgeon just casually told me he didn't believe COVID was real. And right, obviously that made me upset, but what made me even more mad was like, what did I do wrong to make you feel comfortable enough to tell me that information? This is a me problem. That's what it felt like. I was like, what is it with my body language? Like, my shoulders are relaxed so you can do your job, not because I find your goatee trustworthy right now. That's not what's happening. And obviously this guy's insane, so I can't argue with him, right? So I'm just like going through it in my head. I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, I feel like if I like argued with him, he could just easily use this as an opportunity to illustrate one of his conspiracy theories on, if he needed to, because he's insane, right? I'm like, he's just gonna rearrange my moles in the shape of a vaccine with a microchip in it or something. Like, I take the Band-Aid off 2 weeks later, it just says 9/11 was an inside job across my shoulders, you know? So I just did what anybody else would do. I brought up a different ailment. I just changed the topic completely. I was like, I got flat feet. That's offensive. I was like, do you know any orthopedic surgeons? He's like, why do your feet need to be curved when the earth isn't? I'm like, fair enough, honestly. Fair enough. You guys have been so much fun. Enjoy the rest of your show. Thank you so much. The audience was great. Like, they were truly so fired up. I was like, this is insane. I wanted to like get to know them all individually and just give them a hug or shake their hand, offer them money. You'd be like, do you want an e-transfer? Thank you for your hard work tonight.